ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मृतं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome to our ISKCON Bolla official YouTube channel. Today I am going to discuss 23rd chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam 11th canto, which tells the story of a mendicant sannyasi from the Avanti country, that is present-day Ujjaini, as an example of how one should tolerate the disturbances and offenses created by evil persons. So the harsh words of uncouth persons pierce the heart even more severely than arrows. The Lord also says in Bhagavad Gita, second chapter, Sambhavita Sachakriti Marana Datiruchyate. Those who are established persons, and if someone blames them or akirtim, some disreputation, it is as good as death. So these harsh words of uncouth persons pierce the heart even more severely than arrows. Yet a mendicant brahmana from the city of Avanti, even while being attacked by wicked men, considered this trouble to be simply the consequence of his own past deeds and tolerated it with the utmost sobriety. Previously, the brahmana had been an agriculturalist and merchant. He had been extremely greedy, miserly, and prone to anger. As a result, his wives, sons, daughters, relatives, and servants were all deprived of every kind of enjoyment and gradually came to behave unaffectionately toward him. In due course of time, thieves, family members, and providence took away the sum total of his wealth. Finding himself without any property and abandoned by everyone, the brahmana developed a deep sense of renunciation. It is described in 17 and 18 chapter texts that arthasya sadhane siddhe उत्कर्षे रक्षणे भये नाशुपभोग आयासस त्रासस चिंता भ्रमो नृणाम. So what are the disadvantages of money or artha? Artha se sadhana siddhe. To get some money, one has to toil hard, labor hard. And utkarshe rakshane bhai, and when one achieves riches or opulence, rakshane, and to maintain it is also very difficult. And be nasabhavaga ayasas, when it is destroyed, then one becomes again in misery. And ayasas trasas chinta brahmonadam, and when one enjoys this, there is also different types of misery. So he considered how the earnings and preservation of wealth involve great effort, fear, anxiety, and confusion. Because of wealth, there arise 15 unwanted items. 15 unwanted items. Arthe, anarthe. What are they? Thievery, violence, lying, deception, lust, anger, pride, feverishness, disagreement, hatred, distrust, conflict, attachment to women, gambling, and intoxication. These are the unearthers of artha. These are the unwanted effects of those having wealth. When this meditation arose in his heart, the brahmana could understand that the Supreme Lord Sri Hari had somehow become satisfied with him. He felt that only because the Lord was pleased with him, he had the opportunity, had the apparently unfavorable turn of events in his life occurred. He was grateful that a sense of detachment had arisen in his heart and considered it as the factual means for delivering the soul. In this condition, he determined to engage the duration of his life in the worship of Lord Hari and thus accepted the mendicant order of a Didandi sannyasa. Subsequently, he would enter different villages to beg charity, but the people would harass and disturb him, but he simply tolerated all this. Remaining firm as a mountain, he remained fixed in his chosen spiritual practice and sang a song renowned as the Bhikkhu Gita. It stated in text 42 by the Lord to Uddhava. Nayang yanome sukadukha hetu na deha na devatatma graha karma kalaha mana paramam karanamamananti sansara chakram pravartayet jat. That means neither mortal persons, the demigods, the soul, the ruling planets, the reactions of work, nor time are the causes of one's unhappiness and distress. Rather, the mind alone is their cause, because it is the mind that makes the spirit soul wander in the cycle of material life. In his purport, Siddhar Swami says, ताम एव अष्टादशी श्लोकिम गाथम आह. In 18 verses, this brahmana sang this song, Ashtadashi Shloki. The real purpose of all charity, religiosity, and so forth is to bring the mind under control. A person who has already composed his mind in meditation has no need for these other processes. And for a person who is incapable of fixing his mind, they are of no practical use. The false conception of material ego binds the transcendental soul to material sense objects. There is a famous verse in 57, text 57, which Mahaprabhu was reciting at the time of taking sannyas and going to Vrindavan. This verse is very important. Etang swastaya paratmanishta adhyasitam purvatamir maharsivi antarishyami indrantaparam tamo mukundangri nisevaiva. That means, I shall cross over the insurmountable ocean of nescience by being firmly fixed in the service of the lotus feet of Krishna. This was approved by the previous acharyas, who were fixed in firm devotion to the Lord, Paramatma, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Siddhar Swami in his purport says, Ato aham api tatheva Paramatma nischaya tarishyami ityaha. As previous acharyas have crossed over this material ocean and proceeded to the spiritual world, I shall also do, I shall follow the path. So the Avanti brahmana therefore became determined to bring himself over the insurmountable ocean of material existence by rendering service to the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord Mukunda with the same perfect faith in the Lord exhibited by the great devotees of the past. Only when one can focus his intelligence on the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead can the mind be completely subdued. This is the essence of all practical prescriptions for spiritual advancement. So this mind is so important. As the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 6th chapter, mind is our friend, mind is our enemy. Bandhuratmatmanastasya jainatmaivatmanajita anatmanasu satrute vartitatmaiva satruvat. Mind is our enemy. When we are under the control of mind, Arjuna also says the same thing in Bhagavad Gita 6th chapter, that Chanchalang hi manam Krishna brahmadhi vadavadvudham tasyahang nigrahang manye vayuriva sudastaram. Control the mind is very difficult. Just to controlling the wind. The Lord says, yes, it is possible. Undoubtedly, it is very difficult, but it is possible. Abhyasanam tu kaunteya pairagyanam tu gurete abhyas. We have to do practice, how to control the mind. It is by meditating on the Lord, chanting the name of the Lord. serving the Lord. There are 64 parts of a devotional service described in Bhakti Samrita Sindhu by Srila Goswami. You should practice those things. And Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur says that we should beat the mind with shoes in the morning while waking up and with brooms while going to sleep, like that. Mind, and in that way, that mind will be subdued, and that mind will take us to the spiritual world. But if we are subdued by the mind, that is it is stated that mind is a bad master, but is a good servant. So we should utilize our mind in that way, so that our human life we can achieve the highest, topmost perfection in this matter, in this human life, and in this very life also. Go back to Godhead, as Prabhupada Maharaj said. So I request all the listeners to take care of their mind, so that they will be successful in their lives. Sabi mana Krishna padara vindeyo. Mind should be utilized in the service of the Lord. Thank you very much. Please don't forget to subscribe, share and like our channel and get the blessings of the Lord. Hare Krishna.